Alright, let's do this. The brief lull the past 2 days has offered a nice, has been, right off the bat. The brief lull the past 2 days has offered is nice while it lasted. Or as nice as it can get with worries of Isabella's whereabouts creeping up to me every now and then. She hasn't shown up after the last talk we had in the hallway, and the dinner I bought had since been given to a different neighbor before it spoils. You can read all you want. By all means, this shouldn't be anything to lose sleep over. She's gone on work trips before, usually for a day or two. This might simply be one of those. Although, it's often with a message saying exactly where. Am I still muted? Because that would be hilarious. No, I'm not. Oh good, I'm not that dumb. I don't know if Cabal wants to be banned that quickly from the stream. But it's the dour note she has ended our last chat with, that nod.
Like an ugly premonition.
And as expected, just as things start to settle, and a steady rhythm finally worms its way back to my routine, Thursday morning brings further disturbance to the now calm waters. With little ceremony, though still enough to ripple through everything. In retrospect, I really should have seen this coming. Luxbourne is a small city, relatively speaking. Compared to, say, London or Glasgow, it's nothing but a tiny mass of land, boasting a mere population of 68,000. Everyone knows London doesn't exist. But those numbers alone are nothing to scoff at when standing in a busy street. And if you pay close enough attention, faces taking the crosswalk or riding the subway will soon grow familiar. How unfortunate that out of that number, it has to be T.O. fucking Luke I encounter more than once.
Oh, you know, a few problems popping up here and there that the agents failed to tell us somehow. Nothing a few hired hands can't fix, of course. I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble, but darling wife insisted. Who am I to say no?
Ah, are you kidding me?
His smug head is the first thing I see upon turning into the hall, in spite of the small crowd of parents and students gathered at the corridor of the primary career day. It's not that he stands out. He's pretty unremarkable at first glance, frankly. Sorry. Peppers, what's up, baby? Getting comfy? Oh, yeah, you know. However, it's his countenance that draws people's eyes to him. The manner he carries himself, with all the confidence in the world, his mere presence dwarfing everything around him. I'm willing to make a bet he's also enjoying the attention it garners him, especially the ones coming from the women.
What an ass.
A single glance at him, and I immediately know that, one way or another, if we ever bump into each other again, my day will effectively be ruined in some capacity. He also exudes that air. The sort that makes you want to run him over with a lorry and pass it off as an unfortunate accident. With him, it's either you want to punch him or let yourself be charmed. There's no in-between. I'll gladly do the honor of the former myself, but alas, there are people around us. Now I'm stuck with having to face one of the two.
I shouldn't have volunteered.
At the time, helping out sounded like a good idea. I've no classes left today until after lunch. I could have opted to stay at the teacher's lounge and work on my lesson plans, but that means being left alone with our deputy head and his chatter. He's a good man, but Crivens? But Crivens, okay, I never heard that. That must be some Brit turn. He can talk anyone's ear off. So, the moment an opportunity rose, I jumped on it. It's a simple task to boot. Just deliver a whole box of materials and a few posters for the event. Maybe stay around to assist if time will allow it. I think Crivens is like saying Christ. Maybe. We have some Brit Bongs in the Discord. I could probably ask them at some point. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Had I known, I would have stayed and suffered through our deputy's impromptu speech about his life crisis instead. But what's done is done. Going back is also out of the question. With how unexpectedly heavy the load I'm carrying is, I'd hate to lug this for a trip back just because my pride can't take another second of interaction with the guy. It means crikey? Okay. The fuck didn't you just use crikey then? He's insufferable, alright, but I've had my fair share of dealings with teens of more or less the same temperament, all considerably younger than him, and they listened. We need more brick bongs in the chat. I wonder when that's going to be considered offensive. If he wants to be difficult like last time, so be it. But he can bet his sorry English ass I'm not standing down. Left with no other choice, I brace myself and suck in a breath, mustering every bit of patience I have as I step into the hall. My grip on the box tightens when I pull it closer to me, an attempt to assume a low-key air as I amble towards the room. The box is not big enough to hide my face, even with the stuff piled on it. But if all else fails, I can just hit him with it. I like her way of thinking. Still, a small prayer forms in my head. If there's even one listening out there, please grant me enough restraint. Better yet, I hope he doesn't notice me at all. That'll definitely make my life easier. Seriously, how hard can it be? He's standing a few ways before the door, and there are plenty of people between us to use for cover. If I'm careful, I can just go in, hand in the stupid box to whoever's in charge, forget every plan of staying longer than necessary, and step out as soon as I can. Easy as pie. But as luck would have it, the exact moment I reach the room's threshold, someone barrels towards me. She latches onto my waist before toppling the sudden commotion with a gleeful squeal.
I knew it's you!
God, kid. The force of it nearly throws me off balance, sending the items stacked atop the box tilting dangerously to the side. With the child's added weight at my waist, pinning me on the spot, and both of my hands occupied watching is the only thing I'm able to do. The short seconds in between slows as everything gradually slides off the box's small surface. Under different circumstances, this would have made for a funny story of some sort. The voice is an embodiment of evil. Comical, even. Until another set of hands reaches out and steadies the posters, threatening to take a nosedive right to the floor.
Oh, careful now, Daisy. Don't make a mess here.
This is when you ask God what you've done. What'd you do to piss him off? My entire body freezes. Upon hearing his voice alone, an irritation impulse to hit him immediately bubbles up. But before my limbs could catch up with what my brain is currently screaming at me, he moves to take the burden off my arms. Irritation gives way to surprise, then confusion. It is in that moment when instinct finally kicks in and I tug the box closer to me before he can fully lift it off.
What are you doing?
What does it look like?
Okay, you don't need to be a bitch to him. He's actually helping.
You're surprisingly slow on the uptake for someone of your profession, aren't you?
Oh my god, I I just realized what his name is in this. Yep.
Bloody, doesn't this school have people for this kind of work? So much for being a center of academic excellence.
I'm going to ignore that slight to my alma mater and my work, because that's not what I'm trying to get at. You know what? Why don't we just rephrase that to something you'll easily understand? Why exactly are you doing this?
Well, you look like you could use a bit of help. Have you seen your face while you were heaving this around?
Mister, I'm pretty sure if there's ever a look on my face, it's entirely because I saw something extremely unpleasant this morning.
I mean, you did hit him with a book, just saying.
Aren't you a ball of sunshine today, Daisy? Having a bad day, aren't we?
Oh, you have no idea.
I'd put it away if I were you. You might scare the children.
You don't have to worry about that. This isn't my department. I was just asked to bring these. Anyway, I can handle this myself, mister. The room's just right over there. Behind you, in fact. Now, if you could please move over and make way, it would do the whole world some good.
Keeping my voice level throughout is a miracle in itself, but regardless of how polite my request is, he doesn't budge. Did what I've just said merely fly over his head? Were my choices of words really that difficult to comprehend? Surely it shouldn't be that hard. I think he might be a little touched in the head. Oh, she's a bitch! I'd like to ask him that, actually, but Kylie chooses that instant to pipe in.
Don't worry, Miss Pink. Teo's strong. You can leave this to him. My papa does it lots of times, but I'm not allowed to talk about it to anyone. Teo says it's
Confidential, Munchkin.
That's right.
You know what? As weird as it sounds, I can almost see him being a good dad. As weird as it sounds. My god, what is that gremlin?
Teo's smart, isn't he, Miss Pink?
I'm still of the opinion that he's a piece of shite, but I must admit, his goddaughter's excitement is contagious as always. A smile makes its way to my lips. She has yet to budge from her place, though to be honest, I'm starting to lose some feeling on my stomach with how tightly she wound her arms around it.
I'm sure he is, Kylie, but I'm also sure he'll find better use for it elsewhere.
Like helping you out.
Little kids, making life awkward for everybody.
Oh, well, that's one thing, but
You heard the kid.
no one's asking you.
Oh, you wound me, woman.
I love his fucking reaction to shit. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I've got to update World War Z for tonight. Where's my games? You know what? I have everything in a file. It's just finding that damn file that is a chore in itself. There we go. Chat back up. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Hi, we're going to do World War Z tonight. Yeah, we are. We're going to fight zombies after this.
And I'm quite certain I can do more damage than that. Shall we give it a try?
Lady, once again, be really, really glad he didn't have you arrested. I'm just saying.
Again?
He pales, stammering for a bit until he ultimately decides against saying anything and settles for a brief show of discomfort instead. He's probably having flashbacks of the last time we met. His composure, when he finally regains some of his bearings, says it all. It's nothing short of hilarious, if I do say so myself.
I'll have you know that threats never work on me, Daisy.
I call bullshit. We've seen that it does.
Not in a million years, not ever.
You're assuming it's a threat.
It's a promise.
How cute.
That too! I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, you are.
Just because you landed a hit.
Do go on. Keep telling yourself that.
It was a fluke, you hear?
If you guys haven't seen it, the last episode is up on the main channel.
I was caught off guard and your damn book left a dent. If I end up in a hospital because of what you did, I'm sending the chief of Luxburn Police after you, woman.
You don't say.
Look, lady, you literally assaulted him. I would not try to play the higher ground here.
Just give me that bloody box.
He snatches it out of my arms with a single word of protest before a single word of protest exits my mouth and quickly disappears behind the classroom. Not that it matters who brings it in now. My prior irritation has already melted into amusement. He's not so bad once you figure out how his temperament works. It's almost similar to a child's. Though, I still have to ask.
Kylie, did your Tio eat something bad before coming here? He's unusually nice today.
A far-fetched idea, I know. But it's the only reason I can think of why this asshole is suddenly acting like a decent human. He's quite frankly far from being. Lady, you attacked him! You attacked him! First and foremost, we didn't end our last meeting on a good note. If I were him, I'd avoid the very person who put a dent on his skull, as he so aptly puts it. Why is he acting friendly 2 days later? 'Cause there's a kid right there. Because there's a kid right there. Because there's children around. Children, when you can tell a character doesn't act like a human.
He always is. But I made him promise to be extra nice to you since you helped me so much.
Oh, that kid's good.
I think you're gonna be great friends.
I quickly stomp on the urge to groan loudly or gag at that. He's the last person I'd ever want to be chummy with in this whole city. But Kylie doesn't need to know that.
Are you sure it's not something he ate during breakfast?
I gave him some jelly babies this morning. Really brought me lots of them. Mama said I should share, so I offered half of it to Tio when he picked me up. He likes the black ones.
Aren't they like licorice or something?
Oh, that's probably why he's weird. Jelly baby overdose.
He could have done everyone a favor and choked on them while he's at it. Jesus! Holy crap, lady, calm down. There's not liking him, and then there's that extreme.
Do you want some? I've got more. I couldn't find Melody or Takako this morning, but I'm sure he'll be fine sharing some of it with you.
No, I'm not really very fond of them. I was just asking. Oh, where's your mum, by the way?
Out of town with Papa.
An unexpected pang hits me without her words. The statement, though innocent enough, unearths a whole truck of memories from childhood. Hold on. So eerily familiar. Why does she hate this dude so much? So the last episode, which is up on the YouTube channel, she thought the guy had kidnapped this little girl who's one of her students, or at least, goes to the school where she teaches. So instead of asking, she assaulted his ass with a book. And he, in turn, kind of flirted with her to screw with her. Which, fine. And she has a hate boner for him because of that. Like, granted, he's not a great guy. There are moments when he's not a terrible person in this game. But, like, her anger toward him is a little excessive. Just a little. The nights spent eating dinners alone, the number of days coming home to an empty house, growing with each passing year. And sometimes several Christmas Eves spent with relatives instead of my own family. It's too late to think about it now, but when I remember, the dull ache is still there, familiar through lessened by the years now. Hold on, I need to fix something. Sorry, give me a second. Just in case one of our other people jumps in, because we're going to be getting ready to do something soon. I need to make sure it's coming out of the right thing. There we go. Besides me, Kylie takes a step back, having gotten tired of clinging to me. There's nothing but cheer in her. She doesn't seem too affected by the fact. Although, it makes me wonder how much of it is real, and how much is there to mask the loneliness, if there's even one. Okay. What a lucky child.
Weren't they informed of career day beforehand?
Yeah, I told them all about it. My mom was looking forward to it.
And they still left?
Uh-huh. It's important business, so it can't be helped. They promised to tell me about it when they come back tomorrow, though. Papa said he'll give me a gift if I behave. I've been a good girl, right, Miss Pink?
You always are. But they asked they asked your Tio to look after you? For this?
Lady, calm down.
Nope, they didn't.
No? Then how?
It was supposed to be Tia. Mama likes her better than Tio, so she asked her, but she's sick and had to visit the doctor today. Oh, that's supposed to be a secret, by the way. Oh, but I think it's a bit confusing because Tio said she also went shopping. That's unfair. Don't you think so, Miss Pink? Mama doesn't allow me to go out when I'm sick. It's still okay, though, since Tio always buys me sweets before we go home. I'm gonna ask for a parfait today. Extra large. Don't doubt the Kako, okay?
Listening to her like this, it's easy to get a picture of where Kylie's fondness for the guy comes from. She's far from a demanding child, unless you've made a promise of some sort. She never forgets those. She'll make friends with anyone, wherever she is. So who voices the blonde guy? Buy her a few things and Viola, you're settled. No wonder she's so attached to the man. The douche probably showers her with gifts whenever he can. I can't say if the sentiment's the same for the latter, however. Curtis or not. Okay, has he done anything else? He doesn't seem the type, and probably just does it for the sake of getting some peace and quiet whenever he's with the girl. Classic techniques.
But before that, I'm gonna show him to everyone first.
Okay.
It's gonna be great. No one else has a gazillionaire fairy godfather.
Kid knows what she's doing.
Also, when I grow up, I'm gonna be exactly like him and marry someone really handsome.
Kid learns at a... Holy shit! That's who that is? It does not sound like him at all. Damn.
Like Tia did. That way, I can be awesome too.
There's some sort of misguided logic in there that I'd like to correct. But before I can say my piece, douchebag steps in, fresh out of the commotion from the classroom behind us, and plows into the conversation with every subtlety of a wrecking ball has. I think this had a Kickstarter, so you can actually probably look up the voice actors on there. No shite given, despite no one asking for his opinion.
Munchkin, sweetie, trust me. You don't have to marry someone for that to happen.
I don't?
Just do your thing, darling. I'm quite sure you can do great things on your own without lugging around an extra baggage with you.
Tia married you.
Kylie drops the statement without any sort of preface, and the moment it lands, the douche finds himself grappling with the conversation. I like that he was trying to be a good guy. He tried. Didn't work. Damn, I like kids sometimes. They're great at this kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's true, Munchkin, technically. But it's not the same thing.
A small frown creases the girl's eyebrows as she tries to comprehend her Tio's rather vague explanation. Yeah, Rebecca's actually getting to be really annoying in this. It's not surprising either when Luke tenses under the child's questioning gaze. It's familiar. I've seen the same look a great deal of times before on Ashton whenever he's trying to say something he can't quite phrase. Another second passes before the douche moves, kneeling in front of Kylie and placing both of his hands on either side of her shoulders. Kind is the last word I'll ever use to describe the man, but in this minute, there's a smile on his face I can't place, tender by all means for someone as obnoxious as him. Yep, that is what he's trying to say. You don't need to marry someone to be awesome. He's just not very good at it. It's a curious thing to see, if not a bit odd.
Listen here, sweetie. Tia was already a great person before she met me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tia means aunt. Tio means uncle then. Damn, that took me a while. I only know Tia, because nobody will stop using it because of my online name.
She is? But I don't see her doing anything. She's always at home.
Not always, Munchkin. Did you know she's really good at numbers?
You're good with them too. You helped me with my homework once.
Well, Tia's much better than me. She used to do maths with big numbers.
Oh, like millions?
No, gazillions. And she's really good at it. So much so that her dad let her manage anything that had to do with it. That was even before she met me, too.
Does that mean she's better than you?
Be a smart man and say yes.
Oh, leagues, Munchkin.
There you go.
Way better than I'll ever be.
For some reason, I don't think he's still talking about his wife's mathematical prowess as his voice trails off. In fact, if I had not been paying closer attention, I wouldn't have noticed the change in him. The slight shift in his smile, from one that's tender to something wistful, like remembering a memory he has always been fond of, but has often kept to himself. And at the fleeting glance of it, a tiny, insignificant part of the world somehow also shifts. Opinions changing, impressions moving. He's an ass, but he really loves his wife. I think so, and I think the reason he cheats and stuff is because he just doesn't feel like he's good enough for her. He's not a student. This is actually an adult.
You know what? Why don't you ask Tia next time you have homework,
Okay, next time I'll ask her to help out.
See? No need to marry a good-for-nothing bloke.
Can I also tell her to not stay at home anymore? If Tia's good at it, I'm sure she can help you out too. And Papa. He computes a lot of numbers too. Tia can help him.
You go do that. I'm sure she'll love to hear it, Munchkin, even if it's been a while since.
Another silence from him. Then, without missing a beat, he turns Kylie around and lightly pats her shoulder in a gesture to end their conversation right here and there. So for those that just entered, it's career day at the school, so he's acting as like her parent because her actual parents are off on a, not a vacation, like on a work thing. He is her godfather, so when she calls him Tio, she's calling him uncle. Probably before he can say other things he never intended to say or a child is not meant to hear.
But off you go first. I think I saw your friend run off to the other classroom. The one with the pigtails? Go say hi to her. You still have those jelly babies to give her, yes?
All right, but wait for me, okay? I've got loads more to show you. They put up my drawing on the bulletin the other day. I'm gonna take you there later. I'll be back.
She soon disappears behind the small crowd, none the wiser to the sudden change in mood around her. Yeah, business trip. I blanked out entirely on that. Luke straightens as soon as she's gone. The expression on his face grows less kind now that there's no one to reassure. Despite that, a chuckle still escapes me. His head quickly snaps at me, an accusing glare clear in his eyes. Although it's less threatening now, considering what I've witnessed earlier. Funny how one person's impression of someone can easily change with that minute detail.
Why are you laughing like that?
Because we've seen the real you.
Don't mind me. I just saw something surprising today. Don't let it bother you.
You know, putting it like that won't make me any less inclined to ask. What is it, woman? If this is another one of your threats, I've already told you it isn't going to work on me. That good teacher act isn't going to fool anyone.
What makes you think it has to do with you? I could have just remembered something funny. Not everything in this world revolves around you, mister.
I am not daft, Daisy. It's on your face for all the world to see. Now, say it so we can be done with this stupid talk.
He doesn't like showing emotion publicly. I let out another laugh. More to delay than to express any sort of amusement over the matter. In truth, I don't know where to start. One wrong move, one wrong word, and I might offend the man. He's childish enough for that, even if what I'm about to say is just mere honest observation. Hold on. I gotta make sure that's ready for when Minute jumps in. Oh, hold on. I hate that I never signs in properly. Sorry, I've got to update World War Z for the next game. There we go. Can you please update Epic? Sign in. Ah, you son of a... Hold on. Yeah. Don't make my life easy. Now everyone can choose which choice they want. Give me a second. Because Epic is being annoying. There we go. So you're good at handling her? You really think that? Well, we did get a relationship update. Well, regardless of how he reacts, it's not like it'll have any impact on anything between us. I have no plans on getting too friendly with the man, though he might have some good points, emphasis on might. The best treatment I can hope myself to give him is to stop thinking of him as a sleazy douche. Besides, after seeing that look on him, I figure someone like him can use a little compliment here and there. Epic, I'm always annoying. He probably doesn't get it much, considering how coarse his own language can get.
Can't you act a wee bit polite for even a second of your life? It won't kill you. You'll easily get answers that way, you know? Instead of demanding things from people like a temperamental man-child.
I'll be nice when I want to be, woman. Don't tell me what to do.
And here I was just thinking how you're doing a brilliant job as Kylie's guardian.
Night, Matt.
Was I mistaken?
Was I mistaken? What? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Stop playing dumb. I hate to admit it, but you actually seem to be good with kids. Possibly even better than most of the teachers here. What do you know?
I've expected him to just take it all in, bloat his ego more, and even brag about it. Instead, what I get from him is a sound resembling of a squawk. Or maybe that's him choking on his own pride. I can't tell above the hubbub surrounding us. But when I glance at him, only a mortified expression is on his face.
No.
No? You should be proud of yourself. At least there's this one good thing about you. I'm pretty sure not a lot of compliments get thrown around about you, knowing how you are.
There are a lot of good things about me, Daisy. My hair, for one. There's also my extraordinary good looks. Wax lyrical about those all you want. I'd be happy to hear it any day. Praise anything about me but that.
What is so repulsive about it? Even Kylie likes you. Shouldn't that tell you anything about yourself?
Kylie is one kid, not even my own. Trust me, you do not want to see me bring a spawn of my own into this world. This will be an abomination.
Hold on. Hello.
What'd you do this time?
We're finishing up the letter for right now.
Oh, and how was that?
It's good. You want to see what you would look like as a pompous asshole?
I don't see the difference.
I mean, an even more pompous asshole with lots of money.
He has too much hair for what I would want to wear.
I don't know.
Go for
I
that
can see you
Draco
trying to do that
Malfoy.
with your hair.
Going for that Draco Malfoy look.
You want to see who the voice actor is?
Oh, it's voice acted.
Yeah, listen to the voice and see if you can guess who it is.
Is that what you keep telling yourself?
I'm mute.
Maybe. Is it any of your business?
Does it sound familiar?
Is that DC?
No. I'm gonna DM it to you.
Oh. Okay. Really?
That's what my
Huh.
response was. Shadow Wolf just found out. So we'll continue more of the letter next time, guys. We're going to do some World War Z. So we left off with Luke getting a little bit of compliments instead of getting a book smashed on his head again. Which will probably happen again in this.
Violence is not the answer.
You missed the last episode.
It's the question.
The chick with pink hair. She thought he was kidnapping a kid, and instead of, going to stop him by telling him, let her go, she just bashed his ass with a book.